exam. Okay, remember we are very close to presenting the preliminary training, sorry, the preliminary exam, and I want you to get super familiar with this training, with the exam, so you can have a good result. One of the first things that I want to introduce to you is to the listening section, and then when we finish this, we're going to introduce to the other two. Okay, let's begin with this. PET. It's not PET. Practice for PET. This should be preliminary. No, yes, PET. No, yeah, you're right. So let's listen to this. Preliminary certificate exam. The listening section has some very important things we need to consider, because the listening section in this particular exam is British accent. And when we are talking about British accent, it's not different to American English in grammar and in structure, but is different in pronunciation. And some of my students sometimes get confused with the pronunciation. Therefore, I need you to identify some differences that exist in this exam versus the other two. So the first thing I want you to know is identify native British pronunciation. Okay? There is, let's eliminate schedule for the moment, and let's go directly to the word water. So in previous classes, we saw that the letter T sometimes sounds like a raririroru, remember? What is the pronunciation for this word? Tell me, anyone. How do you pronounce this word?
Water?
Exactly. The word here is water. Right? Everybody pronunciation, water.
Water.
Water. Exactly.
Water.
Raririroru. So the problem here is that in the audio, you will probably not hear water.
Water.
This is American.
Water.
You will probably hear this.
Water.
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 And sounds very different. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? So this difference can affect pronunciation, and that it can affect comprehension. Just because it is British English. Don't worry, the vocabulary is very simple for you. You have enough vocabulary. So don't get stressed with the accent. It's only a different pronunciation. Okay? So of course, in the audio, you are going to hear British idiomatic expressions, probably, and you will hear use the most common phrasal verbs. I recommend you to have this B1 vocabulary for pet. Have I sent you the vocabulary list? Yeah, I sent you the vocabulary list. Do you remember this file? Anyone?
No, teacher.
You don't remember that file? In that case, let me send it to you. I recommend that you check which words you know from this list and which words you don't know from this list. Study the words and check if you understand everything. Okay? Here you have idiomatic expressions, all the necessary verbs, all the necessary words you need to understand the exam, especially with phrasal verbs. You have a lot of phrasal verbs in this list. In your glossary, write the words that you consider new. You have all this month. All this month. In your personal case, we are going to do the exam. We are going to do the exam next month. I'm gonna give you some more review and some more conversation practice, so you can have another month to study all this vocabulary. So study all these words. Any question? No?
No, not teacher. No.
So technically in this month there is not gonna be, there's no exam this month until the next one. Okay? There we go. Okay. So what other differences in British English exist? Let me show this to you. Look at this pronunciation. In British English, the R usually disappears. Okay? For example, when you pronounce this word in American English, the sound is fork. Everybody pronunciation, fork.
Fork.
Correct. Do you know what is a fork?
Yes.
Right? Well, in British English, you will hear that these people eliminate the R. And the pronunciation in British English is fork.
Fork.
Everybody pronunciation, fork.
Fork.
It's the same, right? It's the same word. It's not a bad word for those that are like smiling. The bad word is a different pronunciation. Okay, this one is the same material. The word the object we use to eat. Next, pronunciation. In American English, bird. Everybody pronunciation, bird.
Bird.
Correct.
Bird.
British pronunciation, bird.
Bird.
Bird. Bird.
You see? It's like the R disappears. Easy as that. Next, British pronunciation, cat.
Cat.
Excellent.
Cart.
Next, British pronunciation, where.
Where.
Where?
Exactly. Where.
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 The last one, British pronunciation, everybody, father.
Father. Father.
The same thing with mother, father, and other things.
Father.
This is American.
Father.
that is British? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Right? In British English, this pronunciation is also different. If you pronounce this in American English, you have 4 eggs, no? In British, it sounds like this. Let me show it with audio. Attention.
4 eggs. 4 eggs.
As you can hear, the R disappears.
Four eggs.
That doesn't disappear at all. Let me check another.
4 eggs.
That's another one. Let me play it slowly.
4 eggs.
Full eggs. Everybody pronunciation. Full eggs.
4 eggs.
Similar case with the next one. Listen.
Sir Edward.
Sir Edward. Everybody.
Sir Edward.
Don't pronounce the R. You are pronouncing the R here and the R here. Sir Edward.
Sir Edward.
That's right. And it's not C. In Spanish, is the pronunciation of the I is different from English. English is Sir. Sir Edward.
Sir Edward.
Excellent. Next. Here again.
Here again.
That's right. And last one, better example.
Better example.
That's right. Instead of better example, no? That is American. Well, these differences can affect the way we listen, the way we experience the listening section. Okay? That's the first thing. In the terms of different vocabulary, this is from different pronunciation. Where is it? Number 1, different pronunciation. Number 2, different vocabulary. Some words have a different name in the exam. For example, autumn changes to fall. Cookie changes to biscuit. The front of the car in English is called hood. If you don't know these words, please open your glossary and take these words into your new vocabulary. The front door from a car, where the engine is, that's the hood. In British English, we call it bonnet. The back of the car is a trunk, but in British English, it's called a boot. These things, they're called suspenders in America, but in British English, they call them braces. This is not very common, but probably you will listen to this. Let's read the next line. Help me. Karen, how do you call this in America and how do you call this in England? Remember,
In,
the one in the back and down, this is the American one.
in England, it's bomb bag.
Mhm,
In American English, is fanny pack.
mhm. A fanny pack.
Okay.
Continue.
In American England, is car park.
Wow, American England?
No, sorry.
That's contradictory. American, British English.
British English. Car park without
Again,
R.
complete. In
In British England,
British England, we have a problem. England is the name of the country. Eliminate England. We are talking about a British English.
British English.
Aha,
Sorry.
it's British English
Okay.
versus American English.
English. Okay, in British English, car park,
Mm-hmm.
and American English, parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
British England, cash point.
British England again.
Sorry, British English, cash
Mm-hmm.
point, and American English, ATM.
Perfect.
Okay. In British English, chemist.
How do you pronounce the
No,
C and the H?
chemist. No,
How
no.
do you say escuela in English?
Cool.
School, no, school,
Uh,
right? How do you
mm,
say estómago in English?
stomach.
Again,
Stomach.
exactly, because it's similar to school.
Stomach.
How do you say? I think
Chemist.
that's it.
Chemist. No.
Chemist. Pronunciation.
Yes. Chemist. Okay. Um, chemist. Okay.
Exactly.
Chemist.
Chemist.
Mhm.
Okay. British English. Chemist.
Mhm.
American English. Pharmacy.
Mhm.
British English. Chips. American English. French fries.
Perfect. That's it. Very good. Which is funny because in America the chips are different, no?
Yes.
Here, chips are from the bag. Frito Lays, no? And over there, the chips are a different presentation. Okay, help me with the next line. Angie, how do you call these objects in British English and American English?
Okay. British English cinema.
Mm-hmm.
American English movie theater.
Correct. Pronunciation. Pronunciation. Pronounce this, Angie.
British.
Exactly. Be careful. I heard you say British.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay. In British English, cooker.
Correct.
In American English, stove.
Pronunciation. How do you
Stove.
pronounce? Exactly.
Stove.
Stove.
Stove. Okay.
Correct.
In British English, kettle.
That's a very different word. Very different. Very different. How do you pronounce? Okay.
Courgette. Okay.
Exactly. You use this one. J. Right?
Courgette.
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 Exactly. The photo is Strange.
Mhm.
The photo is not. This is courgette.
Mm.
You see?
Mhm.
It's normally used with chicken and with um, with cheese. You know.
Mhm.
That is big because the photo looks like a cucumber, and
Cucumber.
it's not cucumber. No, it's not cucumber. So let me copy that image and put it over here. It's not a cucumber. There we go. So pronunciation, Angie. In
Hmm.
British English,
In British English, courgette.
mhm,
In American English, zucchini.
zucchini, correct.
In British English, crisps.
Pronunciation, crisps.
Crisps.
Excellent, crisps.
Crisps.
Mhm.
In American English, chips.
Exactly. Those are the chips.
In in British English, curtains.
Mhm.
In American English, drapers. Drapers. Wrappers.
Mm, the letter
Wrappers.
E
Mhm.
doesn't sound.
Oh, drapes.
Exactly. Drapes.
Okay. That's it.
Let me check the vocabulary. Drape. Drape is a noun, especially North American English.
Drape.
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 And plural drapes. That's it. Very
That's
good.
it. Thank you.
The next one. Jesse Solis. Help me with the next list of vocabulary.
Yes. TV.
Where? Where do you pronounce CV?
In English.
In which English? Because there are two Englishes.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. And in British English.
Exactly.
British English CV. In American English resume.
Okay, that's vocabulary you should know. You are in human resources, no?
Yes.
What is the pronunciation? No,
Re,
wait. This is not. This is it.
um, I I am not sure. Mm, Re,
Re.
I am not sure, teacher.
Pronounce it. I cannot correct you if you don't pronounce it.
Resume. Resume.
Exactly. Mhm.
Resume.
Don't say you are not sure. Don't lie to yourself because you will believe it. Okay?
Okay.
So again,
Resume.
resume, exactly.
Resume.
Mhm. Resume, okay.
Resume.
So let me just copy the photo. Okay. So in British English, CV. In American English,
Resume.
resume. Very good. Continue.
In British English, Dangerous.
Okay, that was a difficult one too.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Dangerous.
Exactly. Danger.
Dangerous.
Ah, no, it's dung.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dungarees.
Dungarees. Okay. Dungarees. So in British English,
Dungarees.
dungarees.
Okay. In American English, overalls.
Correct.
Okay. And British English, I das 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 bin
Yeah.
das
How do
bin.
you pronounce letter I? Do you remember?
It could be e.
Like
It
when you
could
say,
be I.
what's the difference between comer y he, she, it?
Can you repeat?
Yeah. How do you
Comer.
say comer in English?
It.
It. And how do you say la persona para algo?
Et.
Et. So in this case, it's the same. Ben.
Okay. Das Ben.
Exactly. Does Ben or only Ben?
Das Ben.
Mhm.
Das Ben, or in America English, garbage can.
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay. In British English, film,
Mhm.
and in American English, movie.
Perfect.
In British English, flat,
Mhm.
and in American English, apartment.
Excellent. That is correct. Be careful, there's a lot of people who still confuse apartment versus department. What is the difference? Who remembers that? What is the difference between apartment and department? Anyone? Come on, you know this. This is easy.
I don't know, teacher. Maybe apartment is all the building, for example.
Apartment is all the building? No, definitely
Ah,
not. An apartment is one of the different areas to live, no? It's apartment 1, apartment 2, apartment 3 in a building, and in an apartment building, no? A
yes.
building has a lot of apartments.
Okay.
Department is at the office. For example, you have at let's imagine a normal office, a standard office. We have the marketing department, the human resources department, the economy department, accounting department, right? They are the different areas at the job, at your work, at your job.
Yes, teacher.
Those are the departments.
Yes.
Liverpool is a department store because you have the electronic department, the furniture department, kitchen department, and different departments.
Yes,
You see?
teacher. I got it. Yes.
That's the way it works. And the like, etc., etc. So remember, you don't live in a department, you live in an apartment. Okay? Let's pass to the next. Jessica's more.
Yes.
Action.
American, no, British English football,
Yes.
American English soccer,
Yes.
British English garden, American English backyard,
Yes.
mm, British English jumper,
Mm-hmm.
and American English sweater,
Mm-hmm.
British English holiday, American English vacation,
Correct.
and British English lift,
Pronunciation of the letter I?
left,
Exactly.
and American English eh, eh, elevator,
Mm-hmm. Elevator.
elevator,
Mm-hmm. Elevator.
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 Just like that.
Mm,
Perfect.
elevator.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. The most common, this part of the holiday, this usually, there are a lot of mistakes that happen because of this specific word. And that's it. Sometimes because of lift or flat. They are very common. So be careful. The last one. Karen.
Yes, teacher. British English lorry,
Mm-hmm.
American English truck, British English luggage, American English baggage, British English mace
Letter E
or mace,
never sounds at the end of the word.
mace,
Mm-hmm.
American English corn,
Mm-hmm.
British English mobile phone, American English cell phone, British English motorway, American English highway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's vocabulary because all the conversations usually have this information.
Motorway is your like it's just for like a drive, or I don't understand the meaning for motorway.
Oh, the motorway is the connection between two states. So if you visit
Okay.
Querétaro, you need to take the motorway or the
Okay.
highway.
Or highway. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I got it.
That is
Thanks.
good question. I can say that the most common are in this first area. Anyway, this second area is very common too. This one over here. Some of the most common include, for example, toilet versus restroom, queue versus line. I would say taxi and cab. That's also very, very common. Shop and store. Underground. And I think that's pretty much it, the most common ones. But anyway, take your screenshot because I think this vocabulary will definitely affect the way you understand some audios directly. So please take it into consideration. Whenever you have your screenshot, let me know.
Teacher, I have a question about the pronunciation for torch and flash highly.
Oh. Torch and flashlight. You know?
Flashlight is
Yeah.
without noise like high. Okay,
Yes, exactly.
thanks. Okay.
What was the question?
Just the pronunciation for flashlight.
Flashlight.
I
Okay.
think that it's fine, but no, it's just my imagination.
Okay. Anyone else? You are done. Okay, girls. Let's finish that for the moment. I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to start with the first analysis on the listening section. Meanwhile, study this vocabulary. That's going to be important for tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, teacher. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
I'll see you later, girls.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
See you. Good night.
Bye.